After everything that happened last week, chapter 300 picks up right where we left off, and I'm not gonna lie, it hurts my soul. Just based on the chapter title being innocent, I knew it would be bad, but reading it 3 times now, it's gotten harder every single time. What's going on, everyone? My name is Animasu, and today we're diving into the official release of Blue Lock chapter 300. If you enjoy breakdowns like this or just want to help support the channel, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hop into the community Discord if you haven't already. With that all out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter because there is a lot to cry about. So we start with Nagi picking up where he left off in the last chapter. He finally opens up to Ryo, and the first thing we see is a flashback of him riding on the back of Ryo's bike, which already sets the tone. Nagi stands up slowly and calmly starts sharing what's been going on inside of his head, and right off the bat, he admits something that basically confirms why he was eliminated. He says he doesn't feel regret, that he really was satisfied like Ego had previously said. Nagi admits that his goal from the start wasn't really to become the best striker in the world, it was to just beat Isagi and stay with Ryo. He wanted to prove himself with that one flashy goal, and he did. That 5-stage revolver against Bastion Munich wasn't just a play to him, it was the moment he convinced himself and in turn the world that he'd make it, that he could stay in Blue Lock forever just playing alongside Ryo, without needing or wanting anything else. In that future, Nagi was perfectly content. But the problem is, Blue Lock isn't a place where you get to be content. It's not built for people who want comfort. That's why Isagi does so well, he's a genius of adaptability. It's built to strip everything away and see what's left. Nagi admits that his dream of just being with Ryo was too small, immature, and dependent, and while he doesn't exactly say he regrets it, he starts questioning whether things would have been different if he hadn't relied on Ryo so much, if he had focused on growing his own ego instead of clinging to someone else's dream. From here the chapter only gets heavier. Nagi starts apologizing not just once, but over and over. He says sorry for not finding a new dream, sorry for passing when he should have shot, sorry for failing to take the next step on his own, and it's painful to watch because Nagi doesn't break down or cry. He just lowers his eyes and quietly admits he couldn't do what he needed to stay with Ryo. Ryo meanwhile is the one who breaks. The second Nagi apologizes, Ryo is already tearing up. He covers his mouth, but the emotion is pouring out of him considering this has been his dream from the start. He built his entire world around wanting to win the World Cup with Nagi, and now that world is collapsing. But instead of getting angry or trying to deny anything, Ryo walks up to him and just tells him to stop. He tells Nagi that he didn't do anything wrong, that even if Nagi never loved soccer, he still chased Ryo's dream with everything he had. Ryo admits that he's the one who pushed too hard, who expected too much, and now maybe more than anything, he just wants Nagi to rest. He doesn't have to try so hard anymore as it's always been such a pain for him. Just when it feels like it's gonna end in silence, Nagi responds by reaching out and gently grabbing Ryo's wrist. He says that he was happy, that Ryo, for all of his flaws, made him feel things he never thought he could. He discovered parts of him that he never knew existed, like drive, frustration, competitiveness, and even the pain of losing. He says Ryo brought light into his life, and for someone who used to find everything annoying, that meant everything. He even started missing Ryo when he wasn't around, and despite all of the harsh words they exchanged with one another, everything that had happened since they've met has been the treasure of Nagi Seishiro's entire life. We get an entire flashback page showing different moments of their time together. The most clear part to me is how only one of these scenes depicts Nagi and Ryo on the field. Every other moment is just their casual hangouts and wholesome times they spent with one another. Nagi didn't care that much about the sport, but he did care about Ryo. Letting go of his wrist though, Nagi then says that maybe, the moment he felt that way was truly the moment he already lost. His text bubble switched to black to reflect his deepness and honesty as he continues on to say that since being with Ryo became his number one, his abilities in life as a prodigy have faded away. As Ryo just stands there and sobs, Nagi confidently says that if they had gone their own ways, they would have both ended up stronger and better off, maybe even becoming good enough to be the world's best. As the World Cup trophy fades away though to symbolize the end, Nagi says that their time chasing the world's best together is sadly now over. As his eyes turn blank and he begins to walk away, Nagi pats Ryo on the head and says goodbye. And his final line to Ryo, he tells him to go on, to become the best in the world, just on his own this time. Ryo of course breaks down into an ugly cry as snot and tears run down his face. Nagi is the one being eliminated here after following his dream, and in the end, Nagi is also the calm one, comforting Ryo by patting his head like Ryo once did for him. The next page shows us tons of reactions, but most of all don't seem to care at all. Batra, Kunigami, Chigiri, and Baru all have blank expressions, seemingly disappointed in Nagi's lack of development, and possibly a bit sad. Chigiri is really the only one who would care, because I mean let's be honest here, Batra literally rubbed it in his face. Igarashi is crying, but more than likely his own dismissal, and Zantetsu, he's in a goddamn Manshrine jersey. This fraud can cry and act like he cares about Nagi being locked off all day long, but I know damn well he had Chris Prince on speed dial to steal his contract. Joking aside, Isagi then screams out through the monitor for Nagi just as he begins to walk away. With his friend surprisingly looking back up at the monitor, Isagi takes one final look at him with a shocked expression. He then begins to cry quite a bit though as he stares through the screen with the most wholesome eyes ever. Fired up with aura though and clenching his fist, Isagi uses all the emotion in him to scream out, telling Nagi to continue on playing football. It's an amazing moment. I keep seeing it clowned as people say things like, oh, Isagi needs to understand that everything's not about him, and it honestly baffles me. He's showing genuine care and emotion for a person he grew close with, and as you will see, it was the right call. It's also a great callback to the first time they first met one another, because Isagi told Nagi not to look down on football, and now he's telling him to keep on playing. As Nagi begins to turn away and walk towards the exit door, we see his eyes glimmer with one last bit of aura. This hopefully is a hint that he will take Isagi's word to heart and we'll see him in the future, but for now, this is his end. We see Igarashi, Narutepi, and Tokimitsu all crying as they walk out too, alongside some previous U20 players. With that, Blue Lock's Phase 2, the new Egoist League, is now complete. As we officially see Nagi Seishiro walk through the loser's gate as it shuts behind him, Royal Mikage breaks down completely as Isagi just watches with teary eyes. Blue Lock's next phase will be the Under-20 World Cup, confirmed. With that being the end of chapter 300, we will sadly be heading into a break next week, as this chapter officially closes out another major arc in the story, which is absolutely crazy to me. Let me know what chapter or part you guys got into the story, because the Blue Lock manga has been going on for years now. I mean, the Ubers match literally took a year. The PXG match literally took a year. All of that is in the past now, sadly, and we'll move into the next phase of Blue Lock, the Under-20 World Cup, which will hopefully be hype. Chapter 301 though is set to officially release around May 6th, and it's titled Parade. Judging by that title, it sounds like we're about to see some kind of celebration, probably for the 23 egoists who have now been chosen to represent Japan in the Under-20 World Cup. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Ego Jinpachi steps it up with a dramatic Blue Lock TV announcement, hyping up the team in front of the world, throwing some kind of full-blown event. Whether it's a public spectacle, a press conference, or something even more chaotic, a parade definitely feels like a more calm chapter. I always do love to see the characters off the field and interacting, so something like the post-U20 Shibuya bit would be awesome. It's gonna be a shell shock for the Blue Lockers to see how much the world loves them, because Isagi interacted with his one single fan and got all happy. Imagine how they'll feel when entire crowds form to see them and they have to be protected by security. I already know Batara is gonna be an amazing person with his fans. It's gonna be crazy, and the future of Blue Lock will only bring more of it. And with that, we've reached the end of today's video. Chapter 300 was emotional and a perfect send-off for one of Blue Lock's most complex characters. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to keep up with everything happening in the series, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below with your thoughts on Nagi's farewell, and let me know what you're expecting from chapter 301. I'm going to be doing a lot more theorizing videos, which will include the input of all of you, so make sure to stay tapped in for those and commenting. A lot of my questions will be asked through the community tab of YouTube, and the recent one was actually about your favorite quote in the series. Anyways, don't forget to also check out my community Discord if you want to chat more about Blue Lock with me and other fans. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.